Oh yeah, I would like to record it. Please. Oh yeah, we go through this. Will you give me permission? Oh,
Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure if we're live streaming. It says we are, so let's hope we are. Okay, so hey everybody, Madelaine and Amalia here with the Cosmic Chat talking about the this partial solar eclipse in Taurus that's happening on Saturday. And before we go too far here, I need to do one small modification for Madelaine here. So everyone just hang with us for 1 second. Let's see. Okay, Madelaine, your request has been granted. All right, so we can get rolling here. All right, so a lot to talk about. I think first, before we dive into this particular moon cycle, this eclipse, I'd like to spend just a couple of minutes just talking about the last moon cycle, because I think it's really important to create that storyline for people so they fully understand and embody exactly what is happening with these moon cycles. Because we can talk about this, you know, every 2 weeks like we do, and we can talk about it with our friends and on social media, and everybody's got their little moon things they love, and that's awesome. But what is it all about, and what is it all for? So in my view, it's to support us, guide us, direct us, allow us to flow with the energetic current. And the moon is allowing us to do that on a physical level. And for me, it feels like more of an emotional push or nudge or guidance. So that tends to happen outside of us. So things outside of us will create a feeling inside of us, and that will give us a sense of a direction to go, or a choice to make, or some action to take, or an inaction is also an action. So the last full moon, the last time we were gathered here, we were talking about, it was Libra, and it was a full moon in Libra. And there was a sense of maybe some conflict or tension might rise to the surface in order to balance us, in order to bring us into alignment and harmony within our relationships, or within whatever area of your chart for you was particularly affected. So for those who are joining now, if you don't know anything and you're like, what chart, what are you talking about? You can get your natal chart, which is basically a picture of, if you will, of the sky at the moment of your birth. So you need to know your date of birth, your place of birth, and your time of birth. And you can go to astro.com, astro-charts.com to find out where your stars and planets are when you were born. And that will give you your sun, your moon, and your rising or your ascendant sign. And that's going to be your guide. So when we're doing these lives, you'll be able to follow along with us, and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Okay, so I think Madelaine is frozen on us here. Let's see if she comes back. Okay, I guess she'll pop back on in a second. So you're stuck with me for the time being. Okay. Oh, here comes Madelaine again. Awesome. Okay, so in essence, think back on the past 2 weeks. You know, what's been going on in your life? What relationships maybe have been highlighted? What changes have you made in your life? What changes can you make going forward? And let me just tune in energetically for 1 second.
Can you see me, Amalia?
Yeah, but you're a little hazy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if
And you're
what's
not, your video is not moving super well. I see you now, but you're a little slow.
frozen. Okay. Well, as long as we can hear each other, that's good. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I think I have to get Wi-Fi or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well, sometimes if you turn your video off, if it's laggy, that sometimes helps. So you could try that if you wanted.
okay. Okay.
Not
Yeah, let's
quite
do
as,
that.
yeah, just for a few minutes, and then sometimes it'll catch up
Sure.
because you were doing fine before. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So at any rate, so we're gonna hopefully get the connection settled on Madelaine's end. But for now, we really just want to talk about the specific energy that's happening now. So we have a partial solar eclipse that's happening now. So if you think about it in terms of a story, we have this relationship dynamics that were highlighted. We have the sense of bringing harmony and balance into those relationships. And it could be a relationship with another person. It could be a relationship with yourself. It could be a relationship with money even, because sometimes there's a shift that has to be made in the way you approach it, or you approach that dynamic. So whatever that is for you, just have that in the back of your mind as we're talking today. And as we're talking about now moving into, and Libra is an air sign, it's masculine. And we're moving into Taurus, which is a feminine sign, which is an earth sign. It's very much connected to the body, those earthly pleasures. Taurians, I guess, or I don't know how you would say that. I guess Taurians, they love food and drink and luxuries, and they're the ones that are going to want to find like a really cozy spot to sit, to watch a movie and have like luxurious blanket over them and surrounded by pillows. They like that sort of indulgence. And so if you think about, and we lost Madelaine again. So if you think about this upcoming moon cycle in terms of that sort of energy, that feels pretty good. Eclipses, however, oftentimes don't feel that great. They really push us and shift us onto the path of our true destiny. And so things that might come up for you leading into this moon cycle, similarly to the last one, might be a little bit uncomfortable, but they're all aligning you with where you are meant to be, aligning you with what is actually yours. And, the beauty of Taurus is it's a really loving, healing energy. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So there's this beautiful energy that can go along with it. So that, to me, I don't know, Madelaine, you can talk about this. It softens that eclipse energy a little bit, having it in Taurus.
Well, Mars is currently in the sign of Pisces. Venus is in the sign of Pisces. So those are definitely softer energies. But this eclipse is conjuncting Uranus. So
yes,
for some people, and this is a good time to sort of remind people that depending on your own personal chart and what planets you have, like if you have your sun right at the same degree as the eclipse, your whole life is going to change. So it's like, it depends on your personal planets, but there is Uranus conjuncting this eclipse. So this is going to be really sudden, radical changes. I just did a read for somebody who's having this eclipse on their Jupiter. And so also Uranus is conjuncting their Jupiter. So there's going to be a sudden, complete and utter shift in your life. That happens during eclipses. And if you're a fixed sign like Taurus, which this is, you may not like the change. You may not, Taurus are fixed, so they have a harder time with the change. And Capricorn like to feel like in control, and they choose to change. So depending on your sign, now, if you are mutable, Sagittarius and Pisces, you're going to love the change. You're going to be excited about the change. So it just sort of depends on your own personal chart as to how challenging the eclipse will be, but also with how mentally, psychologically prepared you are for eclipses, because the more astrology you learn, the more you surrender to eclipses, because you just know it's what's supposed to happen. The universe is in charge here, and your life is going to take a new direction that is for your highest good. You're going to let go of control in some way. So
that's a great point that you bring up, Madelaine, about, about the specific energy based on your chart and your sign. And those who have Taurus in their chart, you're right, they do not like change. They do not like change at all. My son is Taurus. He definitely does not like change. But what I've noticed, and so this, I'll be curious if anyone has any comments on this that may be watching, or leave them on the replay, is, what I've noticed with him is he doesn't like change, and he's got a direct conjunction with the full moon lunar eclipse on the 16th. And he's adjusting to the changes that are happening in his life. He's got a few things that are kind of like, some things that are like shifting like upside down a little bit. And then some that are coming right back up. But it's really interesting how he's able to navigate these changes pretty easily as compared to how I've noticed in the past. So I'll be curious to see if anyone else has found that to be the case for them as well. Like they have Taurus in their chart, normally don't like change, but feel like this go round is not too bad, that they're able to manage that a little bit better.
Yes. I mean, I couldn't hear you very well. So I wonder if it says FaceTime HD camera, blur my background. I don't know. Maybe I need to not be on HD camera. Maybe that would help. But anyway.
Maybe try that, just so that.
Yeah.
That's probably causing a lot of eating up the bandwidth.
Yeah. Okay, good. So basically what you were saying is your son is Taurus?
Yeah. And it just that what I've noticed is he's able to, he's handling changes that are happening in his life much better than I would have expected. And so I'm curious if others are finding that to be the case for them too. So, if they're now able to, there are changes that are happening and they may not like them, but they're actually not completely perplexed by them either.
I see. Well, I guess we'd have to talk about the rest of his chart. Can you see me okay? I'm wondering.
I can't see you at all. The screen is black.
I wonder if I shouldn't go off and call my people and see what's going on, because I'm afraid this is going to keep happening and we just delay.
So, Madelaine.
Yeah.
Are you, maybe just leave your video off and see if we can see if it'll work for the time being.
Okay.
And
let's try. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So did you stop video? Because if you stop video, your picture will show up.
I did. I stopped video.
Okay. I don't see your picture, but okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So that's why I was confused, because there's no picture up. But yeah. So let's see if we can just jump into a little bit of the energy, if nothing else, around this eclipse, and we'll just see what happens. We'll call an audible if we need to.
Okay, sounds good. So this is
I can hear you.
I have an idea. I'm going to do it with my phone, and I'm going to turn my computer off. I bet that works great. So I'm going to sign on from my phone here.
Okay.
See if I bet that helps.
All right. So folks, hang with us. We've done pretty well with the technology issues in the past. So, all right.
Do you see me coming in?
Yep. So I'll let you in. Now we've got 3 Madelaines. All right. So why don't you, once your phone's connected.
Okay, got it. Wi-Fi or cellular. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to start this one. Can you hear me, Amalia?
Yeah, you disconnect your laptop.
Did.
Okay, it still shows up.
This is the answer right here. Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. I
It
can
looks
hear
like
you.
your laptop is, sorry, Madelaine, there's still 3 windows. So make sure your laptop, you actually did leave the meeting.
It says I did, and it shows I did, but do you still hear me?
I hear you fine. It's just that I see your laptop is still connected. So that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, my laptop is there because I'm looking at the astrology, but I'm not in the Zoom meeting on the laptop.
Oh, there we go. It just disappeared. Perfect. It just took a
Oh,
second.
I see what you're saying. Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
great. I'll quit Zoom. Let me just quit Zoom. Sorry, everybody, if we're
Yeah.
boring.
No, you're fine. You're fine. The window disappeared. So we're good.
Okay. All right. So let's get back to the conversation at hand. So this is a very powerful eclipse because eclipses are everything pivotal. If you were to look back in your life, you would have met your spouse on an eclipse. You would have probably ended a relationship on an eclipse. It's very possible you had a child on an eclipse. Eclipses are very powerful pivoting points in your life. And the reason we do this, because you were talking about this earlier, the reason we do astrology and we study astrology is because as above, so below, the universe is trying to change and shift our life. And when we know how consciously our life is trying to be shifted and changes, we act in alignment. So you kind of know what's going on and you can kind of work feeling more guided. You're not lost. Like until I knew astrology, I was very lost. So astrology really helps you know where you're headed, what direction to go in. And this eclipse, you can either choose to go willingly or resistance will cause you the suffering and the struggle. So these eclipses are the point at which your destiny is going to flip and take you on a true direction. That is your true destiny. So you can resist it or go with it. And but it is on Uranus. It is conjuncting Uranus, so it's going to be surprising. Uranus is the planet of total surprises. It's a wild card. Some people say, is that good or bad? Well, you can look by the rest of your chart to kind of tell if other things are going to be going bad that day, and then it would probably be leaning towards the bad. But if it is leaning towards the bad, it is for your highest good. Mm-hmm. If a relationship, if for instance it's in your first and second houses, if your relationship doesn't make it through the eclipse, it's a good thing. You want it to be gone because it's not the right relationship. So I
want to bring in the concept of karma here too, because they're also karmic. The eclipses, you mentioned big life events. Obviously, those are karmic, but these could be karmic shifting, like pivot points, like you were saying as well, towards the completion of karma, for a balance of karma. Because remember too, we're coming off of that Libra energy as well. So that's all about balance. Karma is, all about balance and it's the karmic law of the universe.
Did you notice what happened in your life for that Libra full moon?
There were a number of things that happened. I mean, one was the selling of, like, I sold my condo, and that's the closing of a karmic connection with that life and with that time period. Yeah. So, I'm still here for now, but it's contractually no longer my possession.
Wow. And what do you have over your 7th house? What sign? Or you have Libra over your 4th? Where do you have Libra covering?
Let's see. In my natal chart? In my natal?
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold
on. What house is Libra cover?
12th.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. It's on
wow, you really did let go of a karmic attachment to something.
Yeah. I mean, it was huge. It was huge. And, this particular moon cycle, this one that we're talking about here, this eclipse, this is another one where I can't remember the exact aspects that are associated with this for me personally with my chart, but it's significant. It's nodal. The eclipses are directly affecting me and my life. And, it's a really this is a pivotal time. I can feel it, I can feel as things are beginning to shift. And I wouldn't say, like, some people have to go, okay, it's the way I'm even making this motion is like, it's this tipping point, but it's a tipping point towards something really magical. It's not a tipping point of like being taken down. It's really different. Yeah, so it's it feels really big, really important. And I'm sure and a lot of other people are also feeling that. A lot of things got stirred up these past couple of weeks. And now they're ready for like, okay, what is the next step? What's, where am I going? What am I doing? They're really looking for answers and guidance. So that's what hopefully we will be able to provide a little bit of that.
Yes.
For them. I don't know if you'll be able to share your screen on your phone, Madeline.
Yeah.
Because you're on the phone versus the laptop. So you may have to just share verbally the different aspects of this.
We're probably able to share my screen, but
yeah.
Yeah. And I've even lost my chart. I don't even know where it is. It's not on my computer. I've got to go get my laptop taken in and let Mercury retrogrades come in.
Yeah, definitely get that sorted before the retrograde period.
We're going to talk. This is a Jupiter. The sun is, and then Uranus is 99 degrees, almost 40. So it's pretty darn close. That's a 3-degree orb, and 3 degrees.
I believe so, Madelaine. We couldn't hear Madelaine very well, but I do know what she was talking about. So basically, Jupiter and the moon are very close together. They're conjunct. So that's really going to be helpful with this particular moon cycle. You were talking about Jupiter being almost conjunct, nearly conjunct. Yeah, your sound was going in and out. So
yeah. No, yeah. I think this is going to be better. So you're on it. So Venus and Neptune and Jupiter are, well, Jupiter and Venus are going to be directly conjunct at exactly 28 degrees Pisces. And that is just like incredible. I mean, that's just such a high vibrational. I mean, it's both planets in their dignity. And then Neptune is really close by. Neptune is a higher octave of Venus. So we're really looking at very romantic, blessed, beautiful things happening in everybody's lives right now. There's up times and down times, and this is really a magical up time. So if something happens you don't like in this eclipse, it's so that you can have this amazing blessing to come. It's in the way of your blessing. So it needs to go, because eclipses take things out and bring things in. So so with this blessing occurring at the same time, which is actually because like the sun is in Taurus, which is Venus ruled. The moon is in Taurus, which is Venus ruled. Venus right now currently is in its sign of exaltation. So you're looking at beautiful divine relationships coming together. If you're single, you'll most likely be connected to your true mate during this time. Because both Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus is Venetian, so it's very pleasant. So, and then we've got the Mercury is currently, I think, in Gemini, may have just moved into Gemini, but we've got a lot of surprising information coming in and truths being revealed and surprises out of the blue, run-ins to your divine mate, things like that. And surprising things happening, like somebody I'm read for, she's a Pisces ascendant. I think she's going to win a writing competition she entered. It's like magical things are going to happen. Magical things are happening for me through my 11th house, which is where the eclipse is occurring for me. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But new beginnings with groups of people that are really looking like opening doors to areas that have been somewhat stagnant in my life, like workshops, and not really knowing how to go forward with them. And now it's like they're instigating, they all have these ideas of workshops and retreats. So it's like magical opening of doors that before felt like confused or not knowing how to go forward.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's the case for a lot of folks. If anyone's watching live now, like drop a comment, let us know. Especially if you have any questions that you want to throw our way. All right, so let's dive into Aries. Let's go ahead and get started. I have even though it's backwards, at least people will have an opportunity to see that we're switching. switching signs. So let's start with Aries.
Aries is happening in your second house. I got to make double sure because I can't find my chart. One sec.
Yeah, sure.
Aries, Taurus, 3, 4. So Aries, we're talking about Taurus covers your second house. So the eclipse is going to be in your second house. And that's going to be around your finances. So one way of making money is going to go, and another way or new income is coming in. And you're going to be, it's going to involve, and the other thing about these energies is Taurus over your second house is a really good placement for Aries. So it's like more, it's also aesthetic and artistic and healthy. So it's like starting a new way of earning money that involves the arts, the creative aesthetics. Also could be a relationship that brings you really good income in a way that is surprisingly possible, that you never would have thought possible. Because with this Uranus here, is going to be something you never thought possible happening. It's like a dream come true. Like you're going to have an ideas. The other thing is because these Pisces energies, you're very much in download mode. So ideas are going to come through for everybody. Uranus can be ideas that make you come up with an ingenious idea on how to make something work and how to make money at it.
And so I would also recommend it, you mentioned the Pisces energy, for all signs to pay attention to dreams. That's may likely be a source of information that comes through for you. It's always a good source of information, but particularly now
for Aries, yes. And especially for Aries, because they have Pisces over their 12th house. So
nice.
Super duper downloads and messages and connecting to your higher calling, hearing visions, getting visions, it's super active, the 12th house for Aries right now. And if you're Aries, read up online what the 12th house is. You'll relate. I'm sure you'll think, wow, this is happening. Okay. And It is too. It's also the reckoning. It's also meeting your reckoning, meeting the end of your resistance, stuff that's stopping you. You're going to see why you're not allowing yourself to do your calling, that kind of a thing.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah. So Taurans, this is happening in your first house, this eclipse. So this eclipse in your first house is, Yeah, your first house is, this is hard on Taurus. I'm not going to lie, because I have a Taurus that I work with right now. She's going through hell. She's like, I don't need any more new identities. I don't need another whole. It's so funny. I'm like, well, you just kind of have to let go. This is already in motion. You can't stop it. By now, whatever is occurring in your life, you can see the eclipse change occurring. You can feel it. You can see where it's happening. So for Taurans, it's in your first house. So it's going to be an awakening, and it's going to be a release of control around making things happen a certain way. Earth signs that is their power, though, that they create the stability and the structure. And that's what's wonderful about them. But let's just call it an earthquake, because Uranus in the Taurus energy is very seismic energy. So there's an earthquake in the life of Taurans, literally, metaphorically, a total earthquake. Old structures coming down that are no longer supportive or no longer part of your expansion, that is no longer part of your new life, coming down, kaboomba, in pebbles to the ground. Sorry. So, buckle up.
All right.
But you're also letting go of toxic relationships, toxic attachments, because Scorpio don't forget the nodes are in Taurus. I keep forgetting that. So everybody's letting go of toxic unhealthiness in whether any area of your house, a toxic living situation, toxic relationships. That's the South Node in Scorpio. If you're Scorpio ascendant, you're letting go of your toxic identity, attachment to what people think. Anything toxic in anyone's life, there's going to be a big release of. Could be toxic friendships, toxic behavior in friendships, like you're a people pleaser and you hold on to friendships and stuff like that. All right. That was Taurus.
Okay.
And let go. You have no control. The eclipse is coming.
Letting go.
Yeah. Okay. So for Gemini, the eclipse is in their
12th? Or is
12th.
it?
Can you do this for me? Because I don't, for some reason, my chart's gone and I don't know where the heck it went.
Yeah. So Aries was second, Taurus is first, Gemini is 12th.
Okay, good. So this Taurus, that's right. So 12th house for Gemini. So this eclipse is going to be an awakening, a spiritual, a big. Where does Pisces cover for Gemini? Taurus, they're 10th. No, they're 9th, 11th, 11th.
Let me think. Hold on.
They're going to, with the 12th house, they're going to wake up to their spiritual calling. Gemini are going to become very, very clear. And I'm so funny. I just did a read for sun sign Gemini. She's rising sign Pisces. And she literally is realizing this hobby that she likes to do and loves to do is suddenly her true calling. And she's like, oh my gosh. And I was pulling cards on her and I got the judgment card, the high priestess card. All those are the calling cards of your spiritual mission. And I said, you're going to realize this is your true calling. And wow. She said, literally, that is exactly what I'm starting to realize right now. And she's an incredible writer. So that is exactly when she's sun sign Gemini. So that is exactly what's going to happen. She's waking up to her true calling. And I think Pisces for Gemini is over your 10th or 11th house. So career, this is going to impact your career totally, and your recognition and how people know you and how you're seen in the world, because you're going to shift your true calling, and you're going to realize that who you naturally are does bring you status. Like you don't have to artificially create it. Being in your true calling, doing your true mission, losing yourself in your passion is what will bring you success and recognition that you were trying to achieve.
Which I think that feels, while it might feel hard and heavy at the time, like knowing that feels so much easier. So much easier.
It's true. It's interesting you say that. Yes. Yeah. It is. But you have to let go, and it's really scary to let go and step into the flow of success without trying to control it. It's like stepping onto this really fun conveyor belt, but you go, woo, and you like want to fall down. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. And you just have to just let go and let your legs be wobbly. You know, it's I was just talking about this with someone who had a fear of self-sabotaging all the time. They were self-sabotaging, and we were talking about it in the card reading, and it was like, it really is a fear of letting go, of letting success happen. You know, you don't control it. You just let it flow in, you know.
And I think you need to also allow time for acclimation. You need to acclimatize to wherever it is that you end up. Because like you were saying, like you hop on this thing and you're all wobbly, like you just need a second to get your bearings, to plan.
Hold on to the railing.
Yeah. Whatever it is you need to do. So, you know, that's all good. That's all good stuff. Okay. I forgot to hold up the signs for the other two. So I'm going to remember for Cancer. So here we go. Cancer.
Okay, yay for Cancer, which is my astrology. And I've been forgetting to pull cards. So I'm going to pull moon cards for everybody today. And at the end, we'll pull a couple for the other signs. So for Cancer, this is happening. Taurus is happening in your 11th house. So and also the 11th house is lucky gains. So that's exactly what's kind of happening to me. I've met a whole group of people who are we're talking workshops and retreats, and it's just growing rapidly. It's like, wow, that's the other thing I want to remind everybody is these changes that are occurring are going to happen really fast, because in May, we've got everything in Aries. So it's literally that conveyor belt, and then woo.
Yeah.
So I get the 8 of Wands on all my reads, like, and this is going to happen fast.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I think the eclipse energy is also similar to that. Like it brings rapid change. It's like, it's like this, like,
right. Uranus. That's right. Mercury's going to Gemini. Pretty sure Mercury's in Gemini right now. So it's like, Ooh, look what card came out for Cancer. Expect powerful changes in the eclipse. Cancer are moon ruled people. You're ruled by the moon. So you're going to have the biggest adjustments during these eclipses in your cardinal signs. So usually these eclipses happen around cardinal points, seasonal points. Your life will take a big shift, 90-degree angle cardinal shift. Good chunk.
I mean,
and it's going to involve relationships and friendship groups and meeting new people. And you're going to let go of the fifth house. You've got the South Node in your fifth house. You're going to let go of attachments to relationships that aren't necessarily progressive for you, or attachment to your children or relationships with your children. Like that, I can really feel shifting. Like I've really let my kids go more. I don't have to be so involved in their lives, that kind of a thing, and let them grow up. Stop being all motherly on them.
Yeah, because most kids, when they're not really kids, they're really, really adults. They don't want the motherly.
That's
thing.
true. They are fully adult now. They do not need me. So I have to let that go. And it feels good though, but it's like you're good. So for Cancer rising, and they have Pisces over their ninth house, which is really lucky. And they've got Aries MC. Most Cancer rising either have Pisces MC or Aries MC. That's why it was predicted Cancer rising would have a really auspicious year, because you're going to have Aries, all these planets. Jupiter's coming into Aries over your 10th house. My Jupiter's in Aries, so I'm going to have a good year because I've got Jupiter going back and forth on top of my Jupiter, a Jupiter return, a really prolonged. It's like when you get these, you want him to retrograde over him. It's good.
That is great. That is great.
Yeah.
Let it hang out there for a while.
Yes. So Cancer are going to be very busy in May with their work, and their careers are going to get a promotional upgrade. My son, Cancer rising, has just gotten a job promotion. So Cancer people are going to get a lot of auspicious job promotionals, and then possibilities of travel, teaching. And at the same time, you see, I'm doing these workshops. It looks like these workshops are opening up here, and that's exciting. I just did one the other night, an astrology workshop. We had 10 people there. It was so much fun.
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah,
that does sound fun.
Kind of thing. And I'm also talking about traveling. So we're looking at traveling. I'm going to go to England next year. I'm so excited.
Oh, you have a good friend that lives there, correct? I think she's been on. No, don't you have a friend there?
Yeah, I do. I have my best friend that lives there. Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm going to stop in Florida and see you on the way.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
So we want to move on to Leo, unless there's something else.
I'm never going to forget. I believe this card just came out. Full moon Leo. So
wow.
Leo. So for Leo, what house is this Taurus house in, Amalia?
10th.
This is good for Leo. I think they have it in their 10th house. I think Taurus is on their 10th house.
Mm-hmm. It's 10th. Yeah, 10th. Leo is 10th. Yeah.
Yeah. My son is Leo's son as well. So he's going to eclipse his career. An old way of working is going away, and a new upgrade in career. Absolutely upgrade career. You're going to get a new job promotion, a surprising new thing happening in work, information that surprises you. Maybe you didn't even know these people were looking at you, and then you hear you're hired out of the blue. You didn't even audition for it, or maybe you auditioned for. Leos often are performers. You auditioned for a role a long time ago, and they're now using you for another role, and it surprises you. I mean, something is going to be surprising. You didn't plan this. It's shifting you to your true destiny, but career shift and changes. And then where do they have Pisces over their 8th?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping track of that.
I think you have Pisces over your 8th, which is you could be very well blessed with, if you're refinancing something, this is the time to do it. Time to apply for a loan for a small business. Absolutely. You could be extremely blessed and lucky in romance and sexuality, passionate, high divine, tantric, divine sex. Or also you could get an inheritance, and also you could get income from outside sources. So you could, if you have, my son is Leo's son, he happened to have bought some stocks way a long time ago. He didn't, and he kind of forgot about them. And now he finds out he has $20-something thousand. So it's like, boom, surprise, 8th house,
wow.
Outside sources. So you might suddenly get some really good luck around finances, other people's resources. You could suddenly find out you can refinance your house and invest into a piece of property that you then flip. And then you're going to make, all of a sudden you'll have an extra $1 million or something.
That's always good.
But these energies are like that. I mean, it's magical, go big. the universe has these portals that opens it up. Because if it does this all the time, then we would manifest things we didn't mean to manifest. But now is like this big manifesting window. You want to jump on it, especially new moon eclipses. But you've already caused this manifestation. So it's in your destiny. So hard work paying off. So there was a journey for you that you needed to take to clear karma, to clear attachment issues around this big dream that's coming true for everybody.
Beautiful.
All right.
Beautiful. All right. So,
and it's time for taking action. Aries, new moon in Aries. So Leo are going to be busy in May too with all the planets in Aries. All right.
You feel it.
So
all right.
now
So let's see.
Virgo.
Virgo.
Gosh, Virgo, you guys. Oh my God. You guys have Pisces in your 7th house of relationships. If you're not in your right relationship and you have Taurus over your 5th house, I think. Or do Virgo have Capricorn over there? Sorry, what house do Virgo have at Taurus? Amalia?
I don't know. Hold on. Hold on. I don't even know how to find that. I'm looking at this. I don't know. So if Virgo.
Pisces is over their 7th house. Virgo, Libra over their 12th. No, sorry, Leo over their 12th, Libra over their 2nd, Scorpio over their 3rd, 4th would be Sagittarius. Capricorn over their 5th. Virgo have Capricorn over their 5th. What are we looking for? Taurus. Anyway, where the heck is we got to know where Virgo covers. I don't know what happened to my charts. Where is that chart? Where is Taurus for Virgo? I should be able to figure it out.
All right. Do you want to see? We'll give you a second.
Yeah. So they have Aries over their 12th. Sorry, Virgo is the 6th house. They have Libra over their 2nd, Scorpio over their 3rd, Saggy over their 4th, Capricorn over their 5th, Aquarius over their 6th, Pisces over their 7th, Aries over their 8th, Taurus over their 9th. So travel, they have Taurus over their 9th. So they may end up in an education environment, schooling, some kind of travel involved, a spouse. They could get involved in a relationship from somebody who's in a different culture. They could travel to get into their relationship. So yeah, because Libra is over their 2nd, so it's over their 8th. So Taurus, I'm sorry, Virgo, yeah. So over their 9th, yeah, because they have Aries over their 8th. So it's over their 9th house. So they could end up, it's also a really, really lucky house. So they could have a sudden shift in direction around belief systems, but they could also win something very lucky. They could get a publishing contract for writing, but with Pisces over their 7th house, they are definitely very slated for true divine relationship, like a true love. They're divine. Virgo, this is a really good eclipse for Virgo because they're having Taurus in their 9th house, which is really lucky. So it's like adjustments are required. So there's going to be a big shift and change for Virgo as far as like, show the world the real you. Emotions are running high. New moon in Pisces. So it looks to me like Virgo are going to get into a romantic situation, very high. I mean, maybe they get involved in other personal contracted type relationships. Maybe if for instance, you're a Virgo and you're happily married, and you're involved in a lawsuit, you get your divinely intended lawyer because the 7th house can be law. And then you also you meet a friendship that turns into a really divinely intended co-business operation, depending on what other planets you have. But these energies will put you in a very blessed relationship that is absolutely for your highest calling, their highest calling, the most divinely willed relationship. So it could be romantic, but it could also be business.
And and I just want to highlight too, like if you're not in the right relationship, then you may be letting go of that relationship.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Libra.
Libra.
The 8th.
Libra. Yep. They have Aries over the 7th. They have Taurus over their 8th house. And they have Pisces over their 3rd. I'm sorry, Pisces over their 6th.
6th, yeah.
So Taurus over their 8th house, they could lose a family member. Somebody could die, a mother or relative. There could be a passing of somebody that's unfortunately part of life. You know, it's all cyclical. Yeah. Usually by now, if it's happening on this eclipse, everybody sort of knows it's happening. So it won't be that surprise. Or because of Uranus there too, it could be a surprise. Yeah. And you could be suddenly surprised to find out you have an inheritance. You could suddenly get this windfall of somebody else's finances. You could have a windfall of, you could get into a relationship and have passionate sexuality, you know, and then at the same time, you also have a windfall and that becomes your true love person. And then the next thing you know, you're in a relationship with this person and you have a whole bunch of land, you know, that kind of a windfall. Yeah.
That was quite a tale you told.
So, yeah. But an eclipse, and you could lose a debt because of this. You could pay off a debt. You could suddenly be really, if you're dependent, depending what planets there, let's say you have Venus in the 8th house in the sign of Taurus, and you've been financially supported by somebody, that will be gone. Like that, you could lose spousal support. That's when I lost my spousal support, but it ends up being the best thing for you. And then at the same time, you're going to have a new way of earning income because you're going to have the opposite in your 2nd house, which is going to show another more independent way. If you have your North Node in the 1st house, you're here to learn how to become independently financially independent. So the eclipse will lean you that way because that's your true journey. But you'll be able to do it. So it's like the 8th house is a challenging eclipse, but the blessings of what it brings in is great, but it's a death and rebirth of something really major. You know, it's a transformational time for Libra with that eclipse in Taurus for sure. And Libra are ruled by Venus and all these stellium in Pisces is over your 6th house of work. So some kind of a blessing on a day that makes you kind of busy though. Because day to day 6th house changes your life. So like you suddenly get into a really passionate sexual true love relationship with someone and you suddenly get a house in the deal, but now you have to build it and work on it. But then that house is just like amazing.
So yeah, so it's a working hard towards something that's
like busy day to day makes you very busy day to day, but it's a blessing. So that was for Libra, right? So let's pull a card for Libra. New moon in Pisces, so new beginnings in the 6th house, which would be new projects, new day-to-day activities, busyness. Expect every card's bring love into the situation. So it's romantics. Aquarius covers the 5th house for Libra, so romance involved. And then this is expect powerful changes in the eclipse.
Okay, confirmation. There we go. All right, so Scorpio. All righty, Kins. So Scorpio in the 1st house puts Taurus in your 7th house. So really good chance if you're not in the right relationship, it's a bye-bye. Really, really, really good chance. And it might surprise the heck out of you because you're honest there. And you might suddenly get involved in another relationship and you suddenly realize somebody else is the right one and they're really in your face and they come back from the past, or you meet somebody that really surprises the heck out of you and you realize they're the one. Scorpio in your 1st house. So you're going to be letting go of like a whole identity about holding on to this relationship because it makes you look successful or it makes you look like you're together or whatever. And you hold on to the relationship because you don't want to look like you're a loser. Now, if you're in a relationship and it's positive, your whole life's going to change and you're probably going to become either upgraded in that relationship, further invested in the relationship, further committed
to some kind of a project ruled by Venus, pleasant, a contract is signed between the two of you. Either you live together and buy a property together and become contracted. You put your resources together and you invest in a property together that upgrades your finances exponentially, because these are very good energies. And then Taurus have Pisces. If Scorpio has Taurus over their 7th house. Scorpio has Libra over their 12th. So Aries over 6th.
Pisces is 5th.
5th.
Is that what you were trying to figure out? Pisces.
Trying to figure out where Scorpio has Pisces. Yeah.
5th.
5th. Thank you. So, wow, Scorpio, you really are going to change relationships if you're not in one. And if you are in a happy relationship, you're going to make a whole new group of friends that are very blessed, new friendships. Your life, your partnership will become much more romantic. You could get involved in a creative, divinely calling, true calling, creative project with your mate, with Pisces over the 5th house, like a divine creation. You could get pregnant and have a child, by the way, Scorpio, watch out. You don't want one. Yeah. Pisces, Jupiter in your 5th house. You can get many Scorpios are going to be getting pregnant and having babies. But very blessed types of children, like very spiritually advanced children. So Scorpio over the 1st puts Aries over their 6th. So expect a lot of busyness in May, because you're going to have you have Aries over your 6th house. So you're going to be extremely busy in May, because the 6th house is a busy, busy house. May, Jupiter is going to move in there. You're going to be busy. So prepare. Yeah. So
I'm feeling that already. I got to say, it's been,
you do.
Yeah. With Scorpio as my rising, life is so busy right now.
Really?
Very, very busy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I know. Scorpio is in your rising. You've got Pisces over your 5th house.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we've had
creative projects.
Yeah.
Working on creative projects, went like several of them, more kind of peeking in to be addressed and dealt with. But I'm having to just kind of hold the wave back a little bit. Just, I don't have enough time.
Right.
Yeah. But definitely feeling that.
Right. Busyness. It's going to get even worse.
Good to know.
So you know. May is going to be a busy time.
Yeah.
All right. Now
Feeling
we're doing Saggies, right? Sagittarius.
Yes.
Okay. 1st house, Sagittarius. So Taurus is in your 6th house.
Yep.
So 6th house is Taurus, and Pisces is in your 1st house. So there's a good chance you have a blessed situation around home, property, real estate. And
is Pisces in the 1st? Based on your other calculations, Pisces would be in the 4th.
Right. So did I say 4? I said Pisces in the 4th for Saggies.
Yeah, you said 1st, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So
yeah,
4th.
I meant Saggies is 1st house and Pisces is 4th house. So okay, sorry. Thanks for correcting me.
Yeah.
4th house is in Pisces. So new real estate property, moving, blessed situation, lucky situation. You could land with, like, somebody could call you up and say, hey, we're moving out of this house and you don't want the rent raised, so you can just have it and you get it free for a month or something. Just like something really blessed. You land into a really good property for free practically. Jupiter in the 4th house is really lucky with real estate property. This is a good time to move. If you want to move, you'll get into a really blessed situation. And then you're going to have Taurus, this eclipse in your health. So there's a really good chance you quit something, you quit. If you're a drinker, you probably quit drinking, or you quit sugar, something about your health. You'll really let go of, because you also have the South Node in your 12th house. So you could have a sort of new spiritual awareness that you want to be healthier, and you quit something, but also your whole life is going to change on a day-to-day. You'll suddenly become very, very busy. The 6th house is a busy house. You may step up to your purpose and be more service oriented. This eclipse, a work that's more service oriented, your calling. You could work from home. You quit your job and you now work from home on a real estate project that makes you more work. Because eclipse is a job away, and the 6th house can often mean work, day-to-day routine. So maybe you quit a job and now you start working at home on a project, or you start working at your studio, you quit your studio, you start bringing your studio at home. My ex-husband is ascendant Saggy, so he spends a lot of money on a studio, and when he could just put it at his house, that could happen. And then that really opens up your finances. Hello. So, but whatever it's going to be is going to be blessed. And Taurus is healthy. So having Taurus over your 6th house, you really do get much healthier. You're going to upgrade your health. You're going to become more health consciousness. You're really going to shift. I know some Sagittarians that could really do that.
Well, and I think you had shared in a previous live that you were able to remove sugar from your life. You were determined to do it. So it's, you were already preparing for this in a sense.
Yep. I had an eclipse in my 6th house, but also the South Node in my 6th house, because my 6th house is covered by Sagittarius. I'm rising Cancer. We just had a bunch of eclipses in Sagittarius and Gemini, and the nodes were in Cancer in my 1st house, but also they were in Gemini. It was in Gemini, and I had the South Node in my 6th house, and I absolutely quit sugar during that time. Completely quit now.
Which is the tough thing to do.
I know.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel any pain in your body. It's like the difference between jumping up and hurting and your bones hurting or whatever and not hurting at all. Like,
wow, that's incredible.
It is. You can run up and down stairs, like I'm 25.
Those things, I know they catch up with us. Okay. So Capricorn.
Okay. So Capricorn makes, what do we know?
5th house.
5th house.
Yeah. Pisces in the 3rd.
Capricorn have Pisces in the 3rd.
Uh-huh.
Pisces in the 3rd and Taurus in the 5th. Excellent day. The 5th house having this eclipse. Again, you could get pregnant, so be careful. Or also creative projects. Something could happen with your child that is like my son, that's my ex-husband, also has Capricorn in his chart. Mackie, my son, is really broken through some things. And it looks like he's really stepping up his game. So both my sons could do very well in this eclipse, actually. So it's like something really good can happen about your children. They could become very successful, but also a creative project involving your children, or a creative project comes through, as suddenly happens and makes you a lot of money, or suddenly does show like it can, like this Capricorn I know is working on creative projects, because a lot of Capricorns need to really incorporate creativity into their work to become more successful. So they're not just all work and no play. So it's like a good news around a creative project that could really liberate you financially, because Uranus is there. So you'll be liberated financially through a creative project, like a child between you and your relationship. But it doesn't have to be a human being, but a child is a metaphor. So the thing that you two were created for could then become financially very auspicious. An opportunity can come in that helps you take forward. And then you let go of your focus on your children and you become more focused on a creative project. But also you could, my ex-husband could work very well. They work together, my son and him. So he suddenly could be involved in a creative project involving his son, things like that. But it's going to be very blessed, very good luck. But also you could let go of relationships, because that's an eclipse house. It's a relationship house. And then, or you could suddenly become in a really true divine type relationship. And with Pisces over the 4th, no, Pisces over the 3rd.
Yeah, Pisces over the third.
Yeah, a lot of short distance traveling, a relationship, friendship turns into a relationship when you do a lot of, you could get a new car because that's a really blessing area, new communication, information, writing. You could get busy. You could start a new business. It would be a really, really good time for them to start having Pisces over the third house. A great time for entrepreneurial, creating a business, creative project that you start a business with. That could be very, very auspicious.
Yeah, so that sounds pretty good for Capricorns.
Let me pull a card for Capricorn.
Okay.
Borneo, Capricorn. Let's see what we got. Faith in your dreams and communication, New Moon, Gemini. Isn't that weird? That's a third house. So communication coming in or ideas that give you faith and confidence in your dreams, having faith in your dreams.
Oh, nice. That feels really good. For
Yeah.
Capricorns who work so hard and they make,
yes, they do.
And life feels so hard for them.
Right. They just have to let go of this eclipse, let things happen, and let the creative projects percolate and have trust in them because there's abundance there for you.
All right, Aquarius.
Okay, you guys have for
fourth house, Pisces second, Taurus sixth.
Taurus over their sixth. Okay.
No, sorry. No. Sorry. Fourth. Or
Taurus
is it
over fourth. And Taurus over their third.
Taurus over the fourth.
Okay, Taurus on the fourth. Okay, got you. A Pisces over their second.
Yes.
Yes, Pisces over your second house. Fantastic, Aquarius. You guys can have magical financial income, also relationship house because it's ruled by Venus. So you could have magical fruition of a relationship that really incredibly enhances your income, or that you get to start working in a way that really, really it's really benefic. It's involving the arts. It's creative. It's like your dream job, your dream way of making money could come in. And then you have Taurus over your fourth, right?
Yep.
You could have to sell a property. You could suddenly find out something really wrong about your property, but then you realize if you sell it, you'll make a windfall. So you sell it. You may have to move. You may suddenly discover you have a new financial income because of the Pisces energy over your second house that you now can afford to invest in another property or buy a bigger property or start renovating your property. But this is just great for money and property and real estate and moving and jobs, turning a house into an Airbnb, all that kind of stuff. But like the money, the resources to do it are there via possibly property. And if it's in your second house, Pisces is in your second house, right? So then Virgo in your eighth, that's really not that big of a deal. But basically you could really get out of debt, but you could let go of a debt. You could refinance a property because you've got a lot of equity and you're paying interest on a debt. So you let go of that debt, you pay off that debt, but then also that frees up the payments that you were making and you can now invest in another property. I mean, something like that, something really like shuffling around that you can really you could decide if you're a young person and you haven't bought real estate, this could be the time you suddenly see an opportunity where you can buy a piece of real estate. You suddenly get news that you can buy the piece of real estate you're in, something like that.
That's, and so the other kind of one other perspective on this too, is if it's the second house of Pisces anyway, a material possession. So it could be you sell a house or you sell a property to buy something else, to buy another. Yeah.
Bunch of money. Yep.
Yeah.
That's very highly possible. Yes. You sell a piece of property and you become financially solvent, and are able to sort of pay off another debt or just, you're financially well off for a while. And it enables you to possibly invest in another property or invest in another way of making an income, which means you're not so squished. You don't have to make money the way that you feel you have to, but you can now take spiritual risks and do your calling and do your vocation and start taking more of a risk with how you earn your money. And you will be fine. If you take your approach right now to earning money in a way that fills your cup, that's your truer calling, that's your Jupiter, you will absolutely, this is the time to initiate the way you earn money the way you most desire, because it will work. Whatever you initiate, whatever house Pisces in, it will work 100%. This is the time to take risks, to step out and do a dream, live your dream. This really is live your dream energy.
Ooh, I love that. I'm gonna write that.
Do it.
Live your dream.
Yeah, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. This is a live your dream. Have faith in your dreams. See?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's the title.
Have faith in your dreams.
Yeah.
Live your dream.
Have faith in your dreams. Live your dreams. This is your dream time. This is everybody's dream life. Wherever Pisces covers your chart is blessed. And I'm going to have blessings for travel. I'm so excited because I have Pisces in my 9th house.
So wherever you have Pisces in your natal chart, or wherever you have Pisces currently.
In your natal chart. Also, wherever Jupiter rules your chart, wherever Jupiter rules your chart. Because for me, Jupiter rules my 6th house and my 9th. So those are the houses that are going to be very blessed right now, because all these planets are in dignity in Jupiter's sign. That's rules. Jupiter rules.
So basically, just so everyone knows what we're talking about, if you're looking at your natal chart, you're looking for where Pisces is. So you find Pisces and you see, for me, it's the 5th house. Then you look where Jupiter rules, which is Sagittarius. You find where Sagittarius is. What house is that? For me, that's the 2nd. So if I were to translate that, it would be creative projects could bring material.
That's
abundance.
right. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's why we do astrology, because now you know that if you invest in something like that, you will succeed at it. I remember when I put my land up for hip camping, and I did it on a Jupiter trine to my Venus or trining to my ascendant or something, and it was absolutely booked. It's true. These millionaires and people that do these things, they follow their astrology. The difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is a billionaire follows their chart. Because these are openings and portals. When it's good to do it, the universe gives us these openings and portals to take advantage of.
Yeah.
Supposed to know it's there because so we can work with it.
Well, I'm excited.
Yep.
All right. So one final sign to talk about, and that is Pisces.
Yes. So amazing for you guys, because your MC Pisces is 10th house is usually covered by Sagittarius. So their Pisces, their whole identity, their whole self, a new version of themselves are going to become more their blessed version, like the part of them that is their true calling, the true essence of who they are, their soul. They're going to become their authentic self after they have Capricorn over the 11th house. So they've been trying to control their appearance or how they seem, or they've been trying to control their status image a little bit. And they think you design it, but they have to really let go their soul, and then they become what they've been trying to become, externalized. And it's like an internalization of who they truly are, because it's the 12th house, it's the soul, it's your higher calling. They become their true authentic selves, which is the soul in them. So they're going to be really upgrading into their true soul essence and stepping into their true calling and expressing their true selves. So that's the 1st house. They have Taurus over their
3rd,
because they have Aries over their 2nd. So they have Taurus over their 3rd house. So information, communication, that makes them very busy, short distance traveling. You want to be careful for car accidents. Don't drive, or be very careful, drive slow. But 3rd house is short distance traveling, driving around. So an eclipse, you may get rid of a car. You may get a new car. That could happen. You get rid of an old car, because the 3rd house is, I suppose the 4th house is cars, but 3rd house is driving. An eclipse there, maybe a new vehicle to drive around in.
Hopefully not due to a car accident.
It could be. So be careful. Be careful.
Yeah.
Be very careful. Yeah. I just did a read for somebody who had a Mars square to the 3rd house, and because 3rd house is communication. So I thought they were going to get in an argument. I said, watch out, you're going to get in an argument with somebody. Well, what ended up happening is they got a flat tire and driving on a short distance. So it's like, I should have said car accident possible too. So watch out.
Yeah.
So she didn't get in an argument, but she got into a little bit of a bender. So it wasn't a big deal, thank God. But so you do want to be cautious if you're driving for Pisces. Absolutely. But you could get a new information coming in or ideas coming in on a way to get a new vehicle, or somebody tells you, I've got a car here for you, but also something changing in your life, making you very, very busy and needing to drive a lot, Pisces over your first house. So your whole image and and plus you've got your MC is in Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. So this is a career upgrade, a big career upgrade for Pisces. Very auspicious time for Pisces. This is what they struggled for. This is the end of their struggle, really. And then they've got like Taurus in their third house. How else could that play out in eclipse? A new way of communicating, a new family, because the third house is day-to-day neighbors. You could have a whole new set of neighbors coming in, siblings, and something happening to one of your siblings that his brother is getting an upgrade in his job. What else? So opposite the third house is the ninth house. So possible news to travel. It could involve travel, good news, information, surprising good news, information that means something really expands about your life as a Pisces, all of that.
So you're feeling like the information, because it does seem very information heavy and information for self. Your kind of sense from what you're seeing is that it's generally positive. This isn't like a heavy, hard energy necessarily.
Well, it's possible you get in an argument with somebody because the third house is argument, and then you do end a relationship. You do end a relationship with your sibling, but then you realize another friend is really your sibling. It's the heaviness. I don't think this is a heavy and general eclipse, to be honest, but I do know people who are going through some challenging times because Pluto is still kind of is up there. So if you've got planets in cardinals, you've got a relationship with Pluto that's still kind of challenging, but on the whole, surprising information that turns out okay. It's almost like if something's upsetting, it turns out okay super fast afterwards, so that you're not that upset for that long.
Okay.
Because the nature of Uranus is like sudden surprising changes that you didn't anticipate, like boom, out of the blue. But you're being like, okay, well, I guess that's the way it's going to be now. But you know what? That's not bad. That's okay. That's great.
Right. I can handle this. This is okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good to know the shift is coming so that you know that you can trust it. It's for your higher good. It's ruled by Venus, which is a really fantastic planet, a benefic, with Jupiter in its benefic sign next to Venus, right? Conjuncting. I mean, I didn't even go into that. I mean, Venus and Jupiter conjuncting. I mean, that is just fantastic energy in there. It's just highly blessed, magical, dream come true energy. So we don't want to, you want to be aware of this because this is like a magical period. I don't know how long it lasts.
Well, so I think that kind of one of the takeaways is that this is a really, really auspicious time to plant the seeds of your dreams, to live your dream, as we were talking about earlier. Have faith in your dreams, have faith in the process.
That's right. And just relax, surrender, let go. It's for everyone's highest good. The eclipse is tilting you to your true destiny. If you have any squares in your chart, squaring Pluto right now, you're releasing something you may have had an unhealthy attachment to. You want to let it go anyway. It's unhealthy for you. If it's a relationship, let it go. Anything that wants to fall away right now, let it go. Don't make any big decisions. Let the universe is going to make decisions for you. There are all these decisions that are coming in. You've already materialized and manifest this. Right now, you're just kind of going with the flow. Let the boat just kind of ride into the marina. Just let it kind of roll in and not try to do any major shifts, because after this eclipse, there's another eclipse early May, which is a little more challenging. I think there's a square to something, but you just want to like relax this eclipse through, and that's the way to get through it without it being a big deal. But if you have a Pluto square or any Pluto transits, you have too much attachment to that whatever thing is that you don't want to let go of. It's for your highest good. The universe is going, and I always do this joke like,
yes,
making you let go of it, and you want to let it go because it's better for you.
Yeah. Even if it's uncomfortable, just
it's scary. You might think it's 111 right now, and you might have thought it was your, like if it's an alimony, you might have thought that you don't know how you're going to survive, but don't worry, that right around the corner you'll see.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I saw this cute video recently of this little kid, and he's in a pool and he's clutching the rope in the pool, like for dear life, and screaming and crying. And then this woman comes over and she basically like kind of pulls him this way and puts his feet down. And he could have stood the whole time. He's like, oh, and I think that's kind of, kind of like what you're saying with the universe. It's like, we're clutching, but we can just put our feet down. It's okay. Everything's fine.
What I'm saying. In fact, we could have just said that story and
it's a cute little video. It's a cute video. Well, okay. So live your dreams, have faith in your dreams, trust the process, have faith in the process, go with the flow. I mean, these are also generic in a way, but so appropriate for this eclipse.
Yep. I mean, I know you think, is this information helpful or not? Well, I'll tell you that you understand what's happening and you trust it a little better because it's ruled by Venus. So it's going to be blessing.
Yeah. Oh, Venus.
Yeah.
Oh, Venus. Well, as always, Madelaine, we made it through the technological snafus, and thank you so much. Big hugs to everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Amalia.
Yes. And we'll be back here in 2 weeks. We're going to be talking about the full moon partial lunar eclipse coming up on May 16th. So that'll be another, that'll be a
little challenging, but a little rougher than this one, but really great next couple of weeks for everybody. So
it'll be the PS to this story. So, all right. So I guess we're going to sign off for now. Amalia and Madelaine saying thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks on this cosmic chat. All right. Bye for now.